Well, good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Ottawa. I'm Brenda Mason, and I'm pleased to be your service facilitator on this magnificent May morning. We begin our service by recognizing the Algonquin Nation, on whose traditional unceded territory we gather to share this online service. We gratefully acknowledge them as past, present, and future stewards of this land. Miigwech. And we are part of the worldwide unity movement, and affirmative prayer is at our heart. And here at USCO, we have a team of prayer partners who have received formal training in affirmative prayer. This morning, we are blessed to have the prayer support of Linda McCabe. Good morning, beautiful Linda. Pray us in.
Good morning, Brenda. Thank you so much. Oh, as we start, let us focus our attention on the flame, the candle flame in front of us, and notice how still it is. And as we connect with our own heart flame, I want to share the teachings from my teacher, who says probably the most important thing we can do day to day to align our consciousness with our heart is to stay at 12 o'clock. And so picturing a 12 o'clock hand and a 6 o'clock both pointing up, directly up, that is our still point. That is the place of neutrality. That is the place where our flame burns steady, constant. So let us open in prayer. This morning, as I thought about the power of power, I was contemplating what prayer I would like to open with. And the most powerful prayer I know is the prayer that Jesus said to his disciples in the Galilee in his language, his spoken language of Aramaic. So I would like to share that with you today. So as you settle yourself, you take a deep breath and know that, imagine that you are the disciple and you are receiving this teaching from beloved Jesus, Yeshua, as he joins us in this prayer. Abun devorshmaya net kadash shamach, tete malkusa, nefre sabiana kakana devorshmaya ufbar a, hablan lahman sun kanan yamana, washwokan halbain wahdahin, I canada panan shwakan layubain, walla tahlan al nasyona, elef san manbish, mitto de la kino kuta, wahaila. Watishbota, le'elam amin, amen. O Mother, Father of the cosmos, life itself, shimmering light of all, focus your light within us as we breathe your holy breath. As we breathe your holy breath. And so it is.
Linda, that's beautiful. What a beautiful way to start this morning. Oh, it's a beautiful spring morning. All the new growth, everything seems to want to wake up and have babies. It's a time of birth. And birth is just the manifestation of the preparation. We all want to be in our garden this time of year. We want to clear out what's left of the old and nurture what is presently just a tiny shoot and watch it grow. We want to prepare its place and give it what it needs so that it can thrive. Well, don't we owe that same tending to our inner garden? And that's what we're talking about this morning. Am I responsible for everything that happens in my life, in my garden? Today, we're going to look at 3 of our powers that make us radically responsible: our inner powers of dominion or power, faith, and strength. And I'm going to suggest that we have a 4th power present this morning, and that would be our special guest teacher, Rev Paul Hasselbeck. What a treat and a blessing for us this morning. Aren't you glad you're here? Now, Jesus said, where you are, there I am also. Or turned around and said another way, I am the place where God shows up. Eddie Watkins has written a beautiful song by that name, and let's welcome Spencer Scarf to perform it. I am the place where God shows up. Welcome, Spencer.
Thank you. Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing alive? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do for my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health, mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone. There's nothing I have to do for my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Yes, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Just technically challenging me this morning, as I have to remember which one's the audio, which one's the video. All right. I am the place where God shows up. An awakened world celebrating oneness. Yes, yes, yes is pretty much all I can add to that. And so I invite you to take a breath deep into your heart space and experience what an awakened world celebrating oneness is to you. And we realize that dream through our mission of expanding consciousness and transforming lives. And this is the time. Our message is vital these days, so don't be shy about sharing this truth. You go back to the garden, you sow the seeds, and then it's pretty much out of your hands. You could add a little water occasionally, but it's important if the seeds aren't planted, there is no garden. The Unity Worldwide Ministries theme in 2021 is how to stay centered no matter what. And our focus in May, as we've mentioned, is on the power of power. And as our very special guest speaker this morning, Paul Hasselbeck, calls it our sovereignty. The affirmation this month is the power of my thoughts and words move me ever closer to the truth of my being. Let's affirm that together. The power of my thoughts and words moves me ever closer to the truth of my being. And here's a video from Unity Worldwide Ministries on the power of power. Our announcements. First of all, this is the week that spirit groups start. And we have 3 groups going and evolving around 2 books. I have them here. There's a trip down memory lane, The Eye of the Storm and Divine Audacity. And I thought it was really cool when I pulled out Divine Audacity to reread it for the course. I found one of these. Do you remember these? As my bookmark, our prayer slips. Lynn Atterbury is taking care of Eye of the Storm. She's facilitating a class on Tuesday afternoons from 1 to 3. That's Tuesday, and that's starting this Tuesday. And Lynn, I would like to invite you to tell us a little bit more about what this class is going to be about. Please say good morning to Lynn Atterbury.
Good morning, everybody. I in the 30 years that I've been, over 30 years that I've been at Unity, I must say that this was one of my very favorite books, written by Gary Simmons, quite a long time ago, but I think I've taken it twice. Anyway, that's why I was very excited, really, to have the opportunity to work with Nancy Cherry, who's from Kitchener. She will be my co-host, and to explore this book in a spirit group with you. I think I'm so excited about that. If you are like most of us, finding it very, very hard during this time, lots of helpless anger coming up through the COVID pandemic. I think most of us are there. I think this is probably the perfect group for you to be considering right now, because it's very practical, it's very insightful. It helps us to recognize where all these negative feelings are really coming from, and how our reactions to these things are sometimes going to do a little bit more harm than to us and good in maintaining peace. It's also a way to repair relationships by learning how to communicate differently, more effectively with others, by remembering who we really are. So this group is open to anybody at all. You don't have to be a member of Unity, and it's free, and you can even try it out before you commit if you want to. It's 1 part social, 1 part educational, and I'd say all parts fun. It's intended to be a fun group. So I hope you will consider joining Nancy and I in this. And by the way, if you don't have the book yet, I'm recommending that people purchase the book, but if you don't have the book yet, that's okay. Come anyway. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. And when I grabbed my copy of Eye of the Storm to look at it, I found course notes in it from way back at Janice Callan's house with Reverend Josette. So it's a classic. It's timeless, and as you say, it particularly now, this message by Gary Simmons rings true. Yep. The other book is Divine Audacity, and leading there are 2 groups. One of them is being facilitated by Mark Dupuis and Cleo from Unity Kitchener, and that one's on Wednesday afternoons from 2 to 4. The other one is by our own Marie-Josée Martin, and that group is meeting on Tuesday evenings from 7 to 9 to discuss Divine Audacity. Marie-Josée, I'm going to invite you to tell us a little bit more about your group, and good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Brenda. So I'll be co-facilitating with Marilyn Smith, who's also from Kitchener. So it's going to be a fun group. Marilyn has a lot of experience leading groups like spirit groups. And for those who are not familiar with how they work, they're really a wonderful way to really dig deeper into a topic. I found that the dialogue that we have and it within the group really brings another layer. Different people have a different way of looking at things, so it's really helpful. And this book, Divine Audacity, is very, very pertinent for what's happening right now in the world. It's how to be the light, how to let our light shine. And it's built around the 12 powers, which is the theme for this year in Unity. So how apropos. So if you feel like delving into that, we still have a few places available in our Tuesday evening course, Or if you're more a day person, then join the one that's going to happen on Wednesday afternoons. Hope to see you on Tuesday night.
Thank you, Marie-José. And my 2 cents, having done the first spirit group earlier in the year, I recommend it highly. If one of these ideas for conversation speaks to you, sign up. It's a safe space where you can get to know each other and share deeply. And wonderful friendships are forged. And it's loosely based around the book, and the conversations take on a life of their own. And if you're wavering a little bit, use your faith and jump in and be supported. And as Lynn mentioned, there is no charge. Love offerings are accepted to support the work that's done in the community. So 3 options, and they all start this week. So run, don't walk to your computer to sign up. Now the next thing, oh, and by the way, before Sheila, I'm sorry, I almost did it. More info and link to register for the classes are in the newsletter and in the calendar on the website, which is unityottawa.org/calendar. You can link right to the registration. We made it so easy. All right, thank you. Moving on, we have a social event coming up Monday, June 7th at 7 p.m. There was a clue last week, and this picture is clue number 2. I will just ask the question, what will you be wearing to the event on Monday, June 7th at 10 o'clock? I'm going to urge you to reserve the date, and I'm also going to invite you to invite your friends. And that's all I'm going to say. There will be full details in next week's newsletter. What will you be wearing? The Unity Convention 2021 is coming up June 14th to 17th. This is the international, I guess, Worldwide Ministries Convention. It will be a virtual event, so all of us have the opportunity to attend. The schedule includes all the things that you love about conventions: keynotes, workshops, awards, memorial service, the music, and so much more. There is information in our USCO newsletter. There is information on the website. So the opportunity is there to enrich yourself and anyone you want to bring along with you as we rise above and embody spirit and principle, June 14 to 17. All of this and more is in our newsletter that is studiously prepared week to week to keep us updated on the news in our local unity, in Unity Worldwide, and tools and services to improve our spiritual practice. It's all available at Office Unity Ottawa at yahoo.ca. You'll be added to the newsletter list. And if you're not already on it, I would invite you to join. Okay, Love is My Decision, written by Daniel Nahmod, performed by Spencer Scarf. I agree, it is. Spencer.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer. Right here, right now. Today's daily word is strength. And today we have a very special reading. Our guest today, Rev Paul Hasselbeck, each Sunday writes a companion piece to the daily word. It's based on the message in the daily word, and it comes with Unity's blessing. It's called the Absolute Word. And if you want to read it again or read more of Dr. Hasselbeck's work, you can find it all on his website at paulhasselbeck.com. So this morning, I'm inviting Kate Capagreco to read today's Absolute Word on strength. Kate?
Thank you, Brenda. So the absolute word for today, Sunday, May 16th, is strength. I activate my power of strength in mind and body. If I feel my strength waning during a time of vigorous physical or mental activity, or if my ability to carry on seems gone, I remember these inspiring words from the Prayer of Faith by Hannah More Kohouse. God is my strength, unfailing, quick. The power of strength is the basis of my mental, emotional, and physical strength. I can use it an infinite number of times to express a wide range of strength and not use it up. Strength includes toughness, forcefulness, and quiet fortitude. My strength is rooted in the inexhaustible wellspring of my divinity. Today, I release all thoughts of weakness and impossibility. I activate my power of strength. I invigorate my body and bring renewed clarity to my thoughts. I activate my power of strength in mind and body. Thank you.
Just hold that for 1 second, Sheila. I would like us to just take a moment and affirm that together, the affirmation on the screen, together. I activate my power of strength in mind and body. And thank you, Reverend Paul, for your message this morning from the Absolute Word. As I mentioned, the foundation of unity is affirmative prayer. And I'm inviting now Linda McCabe, our prayer partner on duty this week, to come back and open our hearts to the universal power of prayer. Linda.
Oh, thank you, Brenda. It is always a pleasure to share prayer with this community. And so, we've been focused on the power of power this month, and we have been seeding our consciousness with that understanding. And so this power is the ability to master, to have dominion and control. And we will have a whole talk by Dr. Paul Hasselbeck on really helping us integrate this at a deeper level. The disciples are Philip and Miriam, and they represent power over thought and feelings. The color is purple, and note that it is centered at the root of the tongue, where we can take care in the words that we express. So note with me this affirmation. I have the power to create my world. We are holding in prayer Unity, White Rock, BC. And sorry, the chat box just came up and I can't, and Unity, New Westminster, BC. And in addition, there are prayers for Bonnie, Gary, Annette, Laura, Bob, Marcel, Marie Lynn, Louise, Lovedie, and Lisa. And anyone else that you feel called to hold in your thoughts, in your mind. And for me, I would like to also have us hold in prayer the peace return, be reestablished in the Middle East. It's been a long time, and that time is now. So as we close our eyes and take a deep breath in, bringing ourselves to that 12 o'clock, to that steady candle flame. And we imagine that we are all holding a container, a circle, a container, where every situation, every pet, everything that we wish to pray for and with is in the circle. And as we open our hearts and our mind and enter the space of divine consciousness, that space where all power and creativity exists, we allow our minds, our ego minds, to be cleansed of any of what Unity calls the error thoughts, the thoughts that are less than whole, so that we can return our thoughts and our feelings to our ability, our capacity to see the other situation, to see the other person we're praying for, to see our pets, to see nature as already whole. For when we are in that space, we are embodying the divine capacity of life itself, of consciousness itself to move in through us, because that is us in a physical body. And so we breathe into this wholeness. We affirm this wholeness. We affirm that power is our middle names, is our innate inherent ability. And as we walk, as we talk, as we open our heart to love, to life, to strength, know that we activate our power of strength in mind and body. And as we release this prayer, it is already activated. It is already at work, restoring that which never left, wholeness itself. So be it. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Linda. My heart feels so full. All right, we are mere moments away from this very special guest. Our newsletter called him a rock star in the Unity movement, and I must agree. And I think if you've been in Unity for more than 10 minutes, you know who this man is. Now, Rev Paul Hasselbeck became an ordained Unity minister in 1996, and he's currently a full-time faculty member of the spiritual education and enrichment courses at Unity Worldwide. Many of us have personally experienced what a knowledgeable and engaging teacher he is. He's the author of 8 books. He's a much sought after lecturer and speaker in general. So let's just say that today, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa pulled the golden ticket. And I'm sure we are much envied today for having Reverend Paul Hasselbeck here with us. Now, the title of Reverend Paul's talk is Tri-Umphant. And when I saw it written, as you see it on the screen, I think of the power of 3, the trifecta, the triumvirate, the Trinity. And this morning, it's a triple play. of dominion, faith, and strength. Now, what does that mean? When Rev Paul says we need those to be radically responsible. Well, let's find out. But first, let's prepare. So I'm going to invite us now to just take a moment and relax, just down into the center of your being. And just begin to be fully present here, now. And take a calming breath or two. And we're going to first begin to allow music to move through us. We'll open our heart with Spencer's performance of There Is Only Love, and then leading us through a meditation, and then a talk. On the other side of the song will be our very esteemed guest, Rev Paul Hasselbeck. And Rev Paul, on behalf of our community, we welcome you with loving arms. There is only love. Spencer.
Thank you. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. Open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside, quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
So I invite you now to settle in more than you are already. I'm going to invite you to breathe out and breathe in 3 times. So join me in this. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. What a lovely and precious concept that there is only love. Love is that power, love is that ability we use to harmonize and unify and desire. And yes, indeed, love does make the world go round. And we can also say that there is love and so much more when we think of the divine, as we think about our innate divinity. And so we begin by focusing on the power of faith. For faith is our ability to believe. Our faith is our ability to see with our mind's eye something that cannot yet be seen around us. And strength is our ability to perceive, persevere, stay the course, and stick with it. And this month's power, dominion, more commonly known as the power of power, is our ability to master new thoughts and ideas, to master ourselves, to have personal authority. It's also our ability to control anything and everything that might get in the way of our mastery and our authority. So as we go into the silence, I invite you to think about the power of strength located in your lower back, the power of faith located right in the center of your cranium, and of course, the power of dominion located in the area of your throat, of your voice box, the base of your tongue. And so let's take the awareness of those three into the silence, into that still place, into that place of total peace. faith, strength, dominion, and so many more principles or divine ideas. And while we locate them, faith in the middle of the head, power at the base of our tongue, strength at our lower back. In a way, they are everywhere and yet nowhere. Until we conceive of them in our minds. We perceive them in our consciousness. And we claim them with the power of our spoken word. And so I invite you to repeat after me. I am faith. I am strength. I am dominion. And feel the truth of those statements. Feel them beyond your intellect. And let's do it again. And this time I want you to say it with a sense of authority, using your power of power, your power of dominion. So let's do it. I am faith. I am strength. I am dominion. And now one more time, raising it even higher in energy. We're going to add the power of zeal and then be silent. I am faith. I am strength. I am dominion. I am faith, strength, and dominion. And now simply rest with that. Feel it. You are, I am, we are faith, and so much more. You are, I am, we are strength, and so much more. You are, I am, we are dominion, and so much more. Feel the truth of your beingness. Feel the truth of your divinity. Feel the truth of your humanity. As you repeat after me one more time, I am faith. I am strength. I am dominion. I am faith, strength, and dominion. And so you are. And so I am. And so it is. Amen. Good morning, and thank you for having me this morning. I am delighted to be with you, my Canadian friends. And so sit back, relax, maybe even get your cell phone out and have it set on photo, because you might see a slide that you want to take a picture of. My website, as you already heard, is paulhasselbeck.com. There you can find my absolute word and the calendar of places I'm speaking and teaching. I have a podcast that I co-host with the Reverend Doctors Bill and Cher Holton called metaphysicalromp2.com. You can go there, and my email is alberthasselbeck@gmail.com. And please feel free to email me and ask me questions and tell me how you're doing with yourself and your spiritual growth. And today's talk is Tri-Umphant. And I love the minions, and they're always so full of energy. And we have to think about being triumphant in energetic ways. And the roadmap of this fundamentally 12 powers talk is going to begin with some fundamental concepts to lay a foundation. We're going to talk about radical self-responsibility, because I think that unity is a teaching of radical self-responsibility. And then I'm going to tie in faith, strength, and dominion. We so often talk about the powers individually, which is useful for us to get a grasp of them. And then it's even more useful to talk about, well, how can I apply these powers in my life? And how do I work them together? And so I would like you to think as the 12 powers as a way, a method to make this year different by making it all the same. And what I mean by that is that when we're coming mostly from the awareness of our humanity, we think that we have to be different in each and every distinct situation we find ourselves in. However, I'm suggesting to you to make this year different and each coming year different by making it all the same, by beginning first to remember your divinity and to remember the 12 powers, these 12 precious divine ideas that are aspects of our divinity. And coming from that authenticity, rather from simply from our humanity. And as I begin, I want you to remember this quote from the Gospel of Thomas. It's the second saying. Jesus said, "Let one who seeks not stop seeking until that person finds. And upon finding, the person will be disturbed. And being disturbed will be astounded and will reign over the entirety." Folks, I'm here to share with you some things that when I first read them, when I first heard them, I was disturbed, but it got better. And then there's this quote from Charles Fillmore. It's from an unpublished sermon. He said, Jesus said, "You must know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." I can't imagine the number of times I heard that. However, Charles added something really important: the truth about yourself. Now, before I found unity, I never really knew of my divinity. And it is knowing that we are innately divine while being also human that we use to set ourselves free. And Eric Butterworth said, Jesus did not come here to tell us of his divinity. His whole mission was help us to know our own divinity. You see, we truly are fully human and fully divine. We are one. We are identical in our divinity. And we are wondrously unique in our humanity. And Charles shared this about the I am in the revealing word. The I am is the metaphysical name of the spiritual self, as distinguished from the human self. So Charles talked about this. And when Charles talked about God, he used many terms for God: divine mind, God, principle. And he also said principle is the I am, or the I am is principle. And you just learned the I am is your spiritual self, is my spiritual self, is our spiritual self. And because my I am is my spiritual self, we can claim our divinity. We are mind, we are principle, we are God, we are fully divine. Now look, we don't know the full extent of our divinity, but you know what? I don't know the full extent of my humanity. We're all growing in our understanding of both. And Charles also said in Talks of Truth, yet there is but one I am. It cannot be cut into parts. It is principle. Now, I share this with you because we still carry with us this something in us that makes us less than the divine. And the way it shows up in some unity circles is that, oh, we're a spark of the divine, or we're like a drop in the ocean, or we're a wave in the divine. Well, the divine is indivisible. And so you have the totality of the divine at the point of view and available to you. And in Matthew, we can read this quote, and this gets to dominion. Already today, you heard about us having dominion over our thoughts and feelings. But wait, there's more. In Matthew 20:18, it's reported that and Jesus came and said to them, his disciples and his followers, all authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. And remember, Jesus said we were to do what he did and more. So all of that authority in heaven and on earth, we have too. We just have to wake up to it. So what is heaven? It's the realm of divine ideas. What is earth? Not the physical earth. Earth is the realm of our thoughts and feelings, where our thoughts are ideas, beliefs, images, and our feelings are our feelings and our emotions and perceptions and experiences and attitudes. And so we have authority over both. And in Keep It True Length, Charles Fillmore said, prayer makes each of us a master in the realm of divine ideas. And what is the realm of divine ideas? Divine mind, our spiritual self. And then in the 12 powers, he said, our dominion is over our own thoughts, emotions, and passions. The point of control is at the point of your awareness, your consciousness. And this is why we can step into radical self-responsibility. But what is that? What is radical self-responsibility? It's our response ability. We have an ability to choose our responses in the most magnificent way, instead of simply reacting from the surface of our humanity. And look, I'm here to share with you that we are not responsible for everything that happens to us and around us. I'm not responsible for all the events that happen to us. We're not responsible for COVID. We're not responsible for other people doing bad things to us. However, we are responsible for our thoughts, ideas, beliefs, images, feelings, emotions, experience, and attitudes and actions. So my response to the events around me, I'm responsible for. So whether things happen for a reason or not, I can bring my reason to it. I can bring simply my human reason, or I can bring a reason that's founded on my awareness of my divinity. And that makes a world of difference. And that makes this year different by making it all the same. And so this radical self-responsibility is not about navel gazing. It's not selfish. It is selfful. It's not egotistical. It's not narcissistic. It's selfful and includes helping others. Here's a wonderful quote from Myrtle Fillmore. As you help others spiritually in every way, you not only fulfill the law of giving and receiving, you develop your own resources and capabilities in fuller measure. Radical self-responsibility is all about helping others. And it includes accountability and answerability. It includes authenticity. When I'm being authentic, I'm being true, I'm reliable, I'm dependable, I'm faithful, I'm trustworthy, I'm genuine. I'm not hiding behind a wall. When we're being authentic, we're being vulnerable. And one of my favorite quotes from A Course in Miracles says, "In my vulnerability, my safety lies." And we believe we're being safe when we don't share authentically. We've been mistaught that. And then finally, integrity. I have friends that call it auth-integrity because authenticity and integrity go together. When I'm in integrity, there's honesty, there's truthfulness, there's honor, there's reliability, and there's uprightness. And we can establish this using those powers of faith, strength, and dominion. And here's a quick reminder about the 12 powers. Every one of us has them, whether we're conscious of them or not. We're always using them. You cannot not use them. They do not care how they are used. They can be overdeveloped or underdeveloped, and they can be used at any level of consciousness. So let's look at this a little more deeply. So here you see these three powers: faith, strength, and dominion. And please notice I have the other powers around it. That's because in truth, they're all being used by us at the same time. It's just easier to focus on a few at a time. So if you want to be self-responsible, you first have to believe that's possible. You have to have faith in yourself, faith in your humanity, and in your divinity. Faith is our ability to believe. And you can use faith to be able to perceive, to see with your consciousness what is possible for you to do. Then strength is our ability to stay the course, to persevere, to stick with it. And so strength depends on faith in order to stay the course. If you don't believe something is possible, if I don't believe something is possible, I might get started, but I won't stick with it. For example, if you start an exercise program and down deep, you don't believe it's possible, you're not going to stick with it. But if you do believe, you can call on that faith and strength in those moments when you're feeling weak. You know, you don't get a strong life by living from your weakest parts. I'll repeat that. You don't get a strong life by living from your weakest parts. And then there's dominion. I could have started with that because that is the power we use for our personal authority. In fact, if we think of the powers as positions on a team, I think of dominion as my sovereignty. I am the sovereign. I am the king or prince of my own consciousness, and nobody else is. There is no one or no thing that has dominion over me unless I let them. And so dominion is important here when I'm standing in my self-responsibility. It's the power I use to control any of the negative thoughts that I might be using to disempower myself. And so I use this dominion to control the way I go forward. I use this dominion to master sticking with it and to master my power of faith. So these are three powers that we can use to make this year different by making it all the same. It's three powers that we use to be triumphant. And at any point, if you're feeling weak, you can pause, you can take a deep breath and remember, I am divine. I am faith. I am strength. I am dominion. Because in fact, you are. So friends, as you go forth this week, remember your divinity and remember your humanity, because it's your humanity that's using your divinity to show up faithful, to show up strong, that's showing up in authority. You can do this. You got this. Go forth and make it a tremendous week. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Paul. My goodness, I feel like Dr. Paul came in with the paddles and went clear and has just charged us into life. Spencer, I'm inviting you to share your special music with us, The Power of the Dream. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Look, see their movement, everywhere improvement. 150 million tons, one clear voice from the land down under, a song the sounds of thunder, singing a dream to opening ears all over the world. There's a buzz in the air, and the people from far and near have made a choice. The choice is clear, changing what it means to be blind. Step by step, one day at a time. Still much to do, but it will be. Let the silent eyes of the world be able to see. There will be changes. Power of a dream. Due diligence by you and me, changing what it means to be blind. free nation are rising to the occasion to change humankind with movement in mind. We'll be as one. And what of youth and children? Empowerment is their freedom. We must convey by example so they can say, no big deal, I'm blind. And the eyes of the earth will acknowledge the person first through our vision and knowing our words, changing what it means to be blind. Step by step, one day at a time. Still much to do, but it will be. Let the silent eyes of the world be able to see. There will be changes. The power of a dream. Due diligence by you and me. Changing what it means to be blind. Drops of rain go for bringing nations there. Hands across all borders, boundaries, and nations tear walls down. Lift the veils, unfold the sails, to journeys will abound. No one but ourselves can stop us now. Changing what it means to be blind. We'll see their movement. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Spencer. What a great song. And the energy in again, Spencer, in that you got the power. Thank you, Reverend Paul, once again. I don't know how, I'm sure I can speak for all of us. We are shifted from the people that sat down here to watch the service at 10:30. Are we abundant? I'm going to remind you of something Reverend Paul said in his talk. He quoted Myrtle Fillmore, and he said, as you help others, she said, as you help others spiritually and in every way, you not only fulfill the law of giving and receiving, you develop your own resources and capabilities in fuller measure. So I'm going to suggest that in the giving is the receiving. This is a self-fulfilling gesture that will bring so much more to you. And also part of that is the satisfaction of knowing that you're lifting and you're sharing and you're giving. We rely 100% on your financial gifts. Generosity will reflect our community and will reflect you. So let's, with all of that power and belief and strength and dominion, let's affirm together powerfully, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I have, and all that I receive. Oh, and I am grateful. Thank you. Again, reminder, it's easy to give. UnityOttawa.org, there's a button right there to donate. You can use the Tithely app. You can do an e-transfer, which is simple, to the Office to Unity Ottawa at yahoo.ca, or you can mail a check. The address is on the website. Again, we take it and we share it, we multiply it, and we give it away. Be part of that circle of giving and receiving. We're going to just roll with the good feeling because we are the lucky ones. And because we have Spencer here today, we're going to celebrate our prosperity with a song by Terry Kelly. Spencer.
Carry on, let the song remind you, in the end, star will surround you. rain must fall. Makes no difference who you are. Let me tell you something I believe. Everybody has stars, even on a dark and stormy night. You can look up in the sky and believe that everything's alright. When your lucky star is high, carry on, let the song remind you, although troubles may come, in the end, starlight will surround you. You'll be among lucky ones. I won't dare to say I know what life's about. That's the wisdom of a fool. But I won't hesitate to say what I found out. Maybe you'll believe it too. So what's the harm in believing that good things will come your way? You're a winner, odd or even, or upon your lucky day. Carry on, let the song remind you, although troubles may come, in the end, starlight will surround you. You'll be among the lucky ones. Carry on, let the song remind you, although troubles may come, in the end, starlight will surround you. You'll be among lucky ones. You must believe you are a lucky one, lucky one. Yeah,
Spencer, you're on fire.
I'm on fire. I gotta stop, drop, and roll then.
You have got the power. Thank
Stop,
you.
drop, and roll.
Oh, aren't we blessed? Let's affirm together that we are abundantly blessed. Creative people are drawn to us. Divine ideas flow through us. Financial resources bless us. And we accomplish mighty works together. Oh, and amen to that. Our children need our support in these times more than ever. So hold every child that is part of your life tenderly in your heart and lovingly. And let's affirm together for all the children that are going through these times that you are the peace, the love, and the light of this world. Let your light shine. Spencer.
All right. Just responding to some comments in the chat box there.
Well, you sing this little light of mine first, and then you can carry on.
Yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Gonna take this light around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Take this light around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Take this light around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, hey, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Every day, I'm gonna let my little light shine. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Well, my heart is so full. I'm sure yours is too. And we are grateful. My goodness, we are so grateful. First of all, for Spencer, your beautiful music this morning. You were working with God today. And Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, what a pleasure and an honor to have spent this time with you. We have so much to take away. And I'm going to invite everyone to remind everyone rather that the talk is recorded and it's on the website, unityottawa.org/calendar. You'll find it. This one, I think we want to look at again. I took my screenshots and believe it's possible. Believe it's possible. I'm not going to specifically thank everyone involved today. Both directly involved in the service this morning and for everything that so many people do throughout the week. I say thank you generally to the members of this community who serve so willingly week to week. But I do want to give one special shout out to Lynn Atterbury and Marie Jose. And one final reminder that this is the sign up week for spirit groups. I know they have put a lot, I know them both well enough to know that they've put a great deal of effort into preparing these classes to share with you. So join up. It's such a wonderful way to know better, not only the spiritual principles, but the fellow congregants of our community. So thank you, Lynn and Marie Jose, for stepping up to lead these spirit group classes. Next week, we are embodying the 12 powers, and 3 of our members are going to share their experiences. Now, I could tell you who those 3 are, but I'm going to invite you to join us again next Sunday and hear their stories and relate to how they have grown and learned through these 12 divine ideas, spiritual gifts. There are just so many ways to know these tools that are inherent in us, as Reverend Paul spoke of. So that's next Sunday, May 23rd, embodying the 12 powers with the 3 of our congregants. Oh, what a morning. Roxanne has posted some food for thought in order that we can take into our big breakout groups to deepen our discussion of the material we heard today. So I invite you to just take a gander at the chat box and look at those questions. Reminder that Linda McCabe is on duty this week as our prayer partner. And if you need prayer, want prayer, connect with Linda through the office. And if you just need to pray, unity.org is always there. And Silent Unity is always there. So contact, reach out and connect. That connection is, again, adds to that feeling of power that is inherent in us. Oh, what a morning. Thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for making the commitment to come here. Thank you for being the light of the world. I'm going to invite us to stay for fellowship and continue the conversation. But as we close out our formal service this morning, we will join for both the prayer of protection and then our closing song. Feel what you are, who you are. And I'll see you again next Sunday. Thank you so much. Namaste.
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. my joyous vow to take each moment and live each moment to love eternally. Let there be love on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you, everybody. It's a wonderful service.